Call the second Health Committee meeting today. And we had our first one in this morning at 10:30. This is our second one for February 28th. Clerk, would you please call roll?
Representative Lee.
Here.
Representative Lipscomb.
Here.
Representative Hall. Here. Representative Sorrells. Here. Representative Mooney. Representative Warren. Here. Representative Marcus. Here. Representative Gray. Here. Representative Rafferty. Representative Paramore. Representative Rigsby. Here. Representative Holt Jones. Representative DeBose. Here. Representative Shiree. Here. Representative Brinyard. Here. You have a quorum.
All right, we have one bill on the agenda today, and it's HB 237. Representative Collins, just to let everyone know, we did have a public hearing and the people that called it off. However, after you give the definition and define what we're addressing today, I'm going to allow 3 people to come and speak that are supportive of this. So they've made some trips and have some interest in this, so we're going to listen to them as well.
I want to say thank you for being willing to listen to the people that have shown up today. I was able to meet with a lot of them this morning. There was a big group on the front steps, and their hearts are in the right place, and they've given up their day. So thank you for letting them speak. House Bill 237 has been a moving target, so I want to thank you all for your patience as a committee on getting a sub even this late. But the point is trying to get to a place where we can get our clinics open and we can get our families working together again to have families, and then to make sure that we've addressed all the issues that we have. I think that we will still have to address things as we move forward, but hopefully after this bill has been completed through the entire process, we at least can take time to get to make sure that we make the right decisions as we move forward. House Bills 237 sub, basically I'm going to just look at the actual summary at the top, but this bill would provide civil and criminal immunity for death or damage to an embryo to any individual or entity when they are providing or receiving goods or services related to in vitro fertilization. This bill would also provide for retroactive effect. And that's what we've worked to accomplish is this. I'm happy to answer any questions or let the speakers go as you choose, Mr. Chair.
Let's get the sub on the table first and adopted. Is there any questions for the sponsor before we adopt the sub? Okay, so I need a motion to adopt the sub. Got a first by Representative Shiree and a second by Representative Marcus. Those in favor of adopting the sub by saying aye. Aye. Those against? Passes, passes. So if we could have Lely Ray to come, and what I'm asking to do is just hold this to about 3 minutes. I'm quite sure with you and I spoke earlier that you could spend a lot longer than that, but I understand. I would like for you to share it along with the others that I call. Thank you.
Great. Mr. Chairman and members, thank you so much for allowing me to be here today. My name is Lely Ray. I'm from Huntsville. My husband Austin and I started our journey 6 years ago. We've been married 7.5 years, so if that gives you context, this has dominated our marriage. We have done 4 IUIs, 2 egg retrievals, 4 embryo transfers, had 8 total miscarriages, 1 an ectopic that ruptured, losing a fallopian tube, 8 exploratory surgeries, all of this totaling about $100,000. About a year ago, we decided, with the advice of our doctors, we've worked with multiple clinics in the state, that we should pursue surrogacy. So we got on a list with a great agency based out of Colorado. They're one of the best in the country. And it took about a year to match. And of course, we received that match 2 weeks ago, right before this happened. So we accepted that match, which means the money doesn't get returned. We now cannot get our embryos transferred to Colorado to pursue this match, and if we do not have them there within 2 to 3 weeks, we lose the match, and we lose an additional $260,000. Not only is this devastating emotionally, physically, financially, we as families and women going through these treatments, we're a desperate group of people, and we are going through very, very time-sensitive treatments. And I know that this could be a big issue, but we have got to have some sort of fast action to get us back into our treatments. I was asked by a representative today if I was willing to risk my life for this bill to pass. And my answer is a resounding yes, because I've already risked everything else. So I appreciate your time today, and I really appreciate your consideration. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Katherine Greenwood.
Thank you to Chairman Lee and members of the committee for the opportunity to speak today. We are grateful for your swift actions today to amendments made to protect both providers and patients today. My name is Katherine Greenwood. I was first diagnosed with stage 3 Hodgkin's lymphoma when I was 20 years old. After successful treatment, I went into remission. Unfortunately, at 25 years old, my cancer returned. At that time, I was going to school to become a physician assistant, and I was told between the chemotherapy, stem cell transplant, and radiation therapy that it would lead to infertility. At that time, I knew I always wanted to become a mom, so I decided to freeze my eggs. Last year, my husband Kyle and I decided to pursue IVF with Alabama Fertility. With the amazing care I received, I am overjoyed to say that I am currently 33 weeks pregnant with a healthy baby girl. I am living proof of why IVF is so necessary. Professionally, I specialize as a physician assistant in breast surgical oncology. I am often faced with these same tough conversations daily with patients, and am able to send them for fertility treatment to have, these same hopes given to them. I urge you to pass this important bill and go beyond to protect providers, couples undergoing IVF treatments, and women's fertility rights in Alabama. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Mamie McLean. And actually, there are 2 or 3 others, but I couldn't read your writing, so that's why you're not being called.
Chairman Lee and members of the committee, thank you so much for the opportunity to speak today. Representative Collins, thank you for working with Senator Melson to provide a solution to the situation that we all are in. I am a Georgia girl through and through, and I will love the Georgia Bulldogs until the day I die, but Alabama is now my adopted and beloved home state. For the past 13 years, I have raised a family here, and I have taken care of the women and families of Alabama. My partners and I have intentionally and thoughtfully built a practice to provide individualized personal patient care. And when we initially started our practice, the women and families of means from our home state had to leave and seek advanced fertility care outside of our state lines. This was unacceptable to us. Our motto is advanced fertility care close to home. The Supreme Court ruling threatens the existence of our practice, as well as the availability of advanced fertility treatments to the women and families of Alabama. We believe that any solution must provide protection for patients and clinics. We believe that the women and families of Alabama deserve immediate, complete, and permanent access to advanced fertility treatments. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, at the moment we have the sub. I've adopted the sub, and you've heard the comments. We've read the bill, And just for those of you that are here that may not know the flow of this, once we pass this, then we will go on the floor tomorrow. And then when we pass it, that will go to the Senate, and vice versa. The Senate's bill will come to us. And I guess the first opportunity that it will be to be able to pass it and sign, because in the bill, it says it becomes effective immediately. That could happen as soon as next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. So just letting you know that. So I need a motion.
Move for favorable report.
All right, Representative Shiree
Second.
and Representative Lipscomb have first and second. All those in favor by saying aye. Aye. Those against, nay. Bill passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
As
Thank you, committee.
Yes. And that concludes this meeting. Thank everyone for coming.